Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? My name is Kyle, you know me as Dragonmar, and welcome to a new video. Today guys, we're going to be going over this Silver Killjoy VOD, and from the title alone, you can tell this game goes horribly wrong in the second half, and that really is something I want to focus on. We're going to figure out how on earth you can get 0 kills in a half. But with that being said, if you guys do enjoy these videos and you are not subscribed and you're looking to get better at Valorant and you're in the right spot, make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a like on the video, it really does help. And remember, leave a comment, let me know what type of videos you want to see next. I try to take those suggestions into consideration when I'm choosing a VOD to review, and I like making sure I spread the ranks around and the agents and stuff, things of that nature. Anyways, let's get on with the video here. Playing Killjoy, gonna move into the A site. So let's talk about what good Killjoy play looks like. Remember, Killjoy obviously being a sentinel. Sentinels are inherently a support agent. Generally, they're the ones that are gonna hold flank. So I actually like this play already, going here to hold the flank down. Now the problem, you're playing on a pistol round. Pistol rounds in general, I like seeing people stick together on them just because it's so much easier when you can just spam pistols as a team. So I think my biggest piece of advice here after this first round is, we want a pistol, don't split up so much, just play together and trade these kills out. This is a round that you guys definitely should have won, and so because of that, I'm gonna give you 2 stars there. I don't like that you lurked away. I think you should have stayed site with your teammates. And moving into the second round, let's keep talking about what makes a good Killjoy. Well, first and foremost, I love Killjoys that have good setups on defense. On attack, I understand it's a bit harder. On attack, when you're using a Killjoy molly, you really just kind of want to throw it like a nade almost. I feel like that's the most common, or you're using it post plant. Now in this situation, we see one of the most classic mistakes you'll ever see at low ranks, and that's walking into a dangerous position with utility out. Obviously, you can never do that. I don't even know really what you were looking to do there. With I think that was an alarm bot. There's no point to that. So I'm gonna give you 1 star in that round. That was dangerous for no reason. There wasn't any good value there. Don't do that. Another thing I want to mention about this VOD review actually is that this is a 5-stack. This is probably the first 5-stack VOD I've watched in quite a bit. So just play with friends, right? You know, you guys should have some good synergy, some good teamwork. Otherwise, what's really the point in playing together? Like, I mean, obviously, I hope you're having fun, right? I mean, that's the main thing. But like, if you guys are losing all your games together, that's not fun. Regardless. 0-2, we're on a gun round, right? Gun round, this gun round in particular, generally one of the most important rounds in the game, especially for the first half, because it really does set the tempo. Same with the second half, which would be round 15. So round 3, round 15, very important rounds. Now, let's look at the basics here. We want to get crosshair placement. We want to see how is his movement? Like, what is he doing? Is he able to get into the correct positions? Let's see what happens. So I'm looking here as he turns this corner. Gonna be a little bit slow to kind of, I think what happens here, you got a little overwhelmed, right? I can kind of tell you kind of stared at that sight box and you didn't really have a good position to look for, a good angle to swing there. Almost looks like you confused yourself with all the options of what you wanted to do. I'll give you 3 stars in that round. You do end up picking up that kill. It wasn't a great kill, but now your team is down 0-3, so we're gonna need some magic moving forward here. All right guys, and again, I just want to finish this thought out because the rounds are going kind of quick, but good Killjoy play is all about supporting your teammates, holding flanks, and locking down sites. Okay, oftentimes the Killjoys are going to play anchor roles, so on defense you should be expecting to stay behind and hold down these sites as your team pushes, or you can occasionally go for some nice lurk plays as well, leaving your setups more towards mid. That way, as you push through, you're clearing, but also you have mid covered as well, which is something I love seeing my supports do, Cypher and Killjoy in particular. In this situation, you're going to go for the plant here. However, someone was supposed to be covering a link and they weren't. So let's go back here. Let's just take a look. Let's see what happens. So you've got no one over there. It looks like the B side is smoked, or excuse me, the C link is smoked. A link is not. So you need to call for something. You need to say, hey, cover my A link. There's no reason that your neon should have been looking over towards that smoke, especially when you're planting. You got to cover the side that's not covered. That was just really bad team play there. I'm not gonna discredit you, so I'm gonna give you 3 stars in that round. That was a complete breakdown in the team. You really got to communicate, be like, hey, I need someone covering a link here. I'm exposed, and if you want to play it safe, just go for a safe plant there, right? Just go for a safe plant in one of those corners as well. Moving into round 5 now. Looks like you're gonna try to hit some sprays through that little wood part, and moving up towards mid here. Now we're gonna go back, putting an alarm bot down. I'm assuming this is gonna tell you if someone's flanked. Now here's the problem, right? Look at the setup. Look at the setup, everybody. Look at the map. We have 4 players in garage. Your player C long is dead. Now this is where a real breakdown sort of happens in map control, right? You have absolutely no control of A. Look at your sky. Your sky now has to go clear out your side of A, and of course it looks clear now, right, which is good. But also C long is not clear as well. Some can be pushed up into the cubby, some can be pushed all the way back to your side of C long as well. You do pick up the kill here onto the stage and you get an ult. It is a 3v3 again. See that molly? See how you threw that and you pretty much exposed yourself to anyone holding that position? You very easily could have died there, right? I mean, you very easily could have died here. Now, I do kind of like that turret behind that's holding your flank for you. I actually think that's pretty neat. That'll definitely help, you know, that'll help you feel safe when you're pushing mid. One of the hardest parts, guys, about pushing mid on Haven as an attacker is that if you do not have people in window and you do not have things set up for flanks, you get into a lot of trouble. This Haven is one of those maps where you need to constantly be checking your back because people love lurking, they love pushing through mid, and they love flanking when you go into B. Now right here, you get a little bit of a wild spray down onto that Phoenix, but you do hit the headshot. Now this time, look where you're planting in the corner, planting a bit more safe. You want to get away from that angle and turn here as quickly as you can. You don't want to leave yourself exposed because you were kind of worried about backside as well. Okay, so that ult will give away your position, and you can't move like that. You can't just run away sort of willy-nilly and be like, oh, I'm safe. Like, people absolutely could have advanced to you at that point. Brim was in a good position. When you ult like that, you need to just stay back there. You can't run forward because you're exposing yourself to both A-Link and C-Link. Remember what I always say, do not expose yourself to multiple angles at once. In that situation, I cannot think of a worse play. So I'm going to have to give you 2 stars in the round, although the rest of it looked nice there. You put your teammate in a very tough position though. All right, moving into the next round here, round 6. So do get our first round win. It is 1-4 here, moving into the A site. I believe you just put the alarm bot down. Yep, look, putting that alarm bot down, covering that mid flank, top A long. And we'll see here. So going for a plant, and you got Molly now. This Molly, that's an aggro Molly. You're essentially denying positioning, you're denying space. However, I do think it was a little preemptive. Your Brim is gonna ult. I don't think anybody liked that ult. And now Killjoy is ulting, which is a huge counter to your guys' play. Everyone should just be running out. Maybe leave one guy to try to deny, to try to stall a bit. But look, you do have, it looks like that Molly on point, which is good. Remember, you use that first one aggressively. Gonna get the kill on the Brim, reposition here, and you get the kill onto the stage as well. Now, those were not pretty kills by any stretch of the imagination, but they get the job done. And one thing I want to highlight here that I actually really like, look at the movement here. Move to the right, move back to the left, take the shots. You don't just stand still, you don't freak out, you make a very good play there. Now, the aim wasn't the greatest, but everything else looked pretty nice. And having that utility, that was a great round for you. I'm gonna give you 5 stars on that round. So after a very good round, let's see what we can follow it up with. Right here, we see part of the problem with just kind of tap spraying mid like that is you end up putting yourself into a position where you just weren't able to fire. I believe that was a Sage who just swung at a garage because you were so busy just, you know, shooting nothing. Now here, you do get to kill the Phoenix. Let's take a look back at this one more time. So just take note of your crosshair. Look where you're aiming a little bit. See how you pull down like instantly? Now you do get the headshot, but I honestly think that was just maybe a little bit of luck, maybe just weird recoil on movement. That didn't look clean to me. So make sure, guys, when you are counter strafing, you are stopping your movement before shooting. Never, ever, ever shoot before you're stopped, because it is going to throw every single part of that spray, of that gunfight off, and it completely ruins what could be an easy kill. I've seen so many VODs and done so many coaching sessions where players will have a good sort of engagement on a fight, but they don't stop before they start shooting, and their bullets just go everywhere but the head. And by the time that they are stopped, those bullets are now too deep into the spray and they can't control it, right? Okay, so this positioning here, just think about this for a second. You guys are in a 2v1. You should be playing for info, not playing for a fight there. You want to take that 2v1. You don't want to take a 1v1v1, right? If you would have lost that, well, now it's all on your teammate, right? Look for an opportunity maybe to play around the site box, or maybe back site and like jump peek and just try to find the player so you can take a 2v1 there. Regardless, you win the round. I think you did a good job. I'll give you 4 stars. Round 8. Looks like Brim gonna get the stim down. And there goes the alarm bot. I'm a little curious why you place it in the middle. I'm assuming it's to kind of just get, you know, if anyone walks through any of those sort of parts, either from your spawn or maybe from A, that they get tagged with it. But nonetheless, normally I see people hide them, so I'm just curious. I would like to see you push here. Yeah, this is, oh man, this could have been huge. This could have been absolutely massive. Right now you have to live. No, 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 no. Oh my gosh. Okay, we need to talk about this for a second. This is a really important round, something that everyone needs to understand. Listen, guys, when you throw a Killjoy ult down and your teammates are fighting, you need to be fighting too. Because what happens is they are so distracted by not only their fights, but also by the Killjoy ult. They either are going to push it or run away. So if you have all of your teammates, every single teammate is fighting here, there needs to be better comms. Now listen, you get this kill, you need to run. You need to run. You need to run. There is no point to take that fight. You actually got all three of them in that ult. So remember, guys, you either are A, taking the fight and creating space as a team, or you are B, covering your ult and playing slow and letting that ult clear out sight. You cannot do both. You cannot do both, because right there, they needed your help. You would have had a great angle to take that fight. You weren't there. You try to re-engage. Very, very poor play there. That could have been a massive round, 1 star. Round 9 starting here. Again, looking like a player is in garage spotted, so we know there's a player in there now. I wouldn't mind seeing a molly maybe on that box, on double box. I swear he was down low. Maybe he's already disengaged and moved elsewhere. Neon is entering C site alone. Not sure what's happening. And going to actually kill a Killjoy somehow and then get traded out by a Sage. I don't understand this, guys. If you're in a 5 stack, how are you letting one of your teammates just solo push into a site without any support? Again, that feels to me like what happens when I play solo queue, right? Like when you don't have good comms, you don't have good synergy, you don't have good teamwork. Why have a player in your group that's doing that? I don't know. I don't understand. Nonetheless, though, you are in a 3v4 now. It looks like one of your teammates got pretty aggressive there. I didn't see who died. Ooh, a great recovery on that flash. That was a very, very nice kill, by the way. Okay, your Sky's alone. I would really like to see you play with her here. Your Sky's alone. Okay, if you're going to play Molly, then your Sky also needs to back off a bit as well. Ooh, that's dangerous. Yeah, oh my gosh, I don't like this at all. I would reposition to the other side. You got another Molly. It's good. Yep, pop it. All right. Yeah, so I just don't understand why you're peeking. You got your molly down. You don't need to peek that. Also, just the kind of the coordination there. You know, if your Sky thankfully lived, but if your Sky would have died, you're looking at a 3v1. Now you have mollies, which is good, but man, I just don't know if the communication is here. Again, it ends up going well, and you do understand the concept of delaying that diffuse with the mollies, which is good. I'm gonna give you 4 stars in that round, but honestly, as much as there was good, I think there's so many things you could have done better there. Maybe not better, but just different decisions that I think have a better probability of having a good outcome, I should say. But yeah, 4 stars there. That was a good round. Starting the round again, obviously, with shooting the doors and stuff. I don't love this play over and over and over again. It didn't stop the push through garage. If you're going to do that, do it with a teammate. Spray down a door. See if you can get a headshot through there. Something crazy. Oh, that was not good. Okay, let's watch this back. Okay. You see Sage, look at your aim, okay? I want everybody to look here. Look at this crosshair placement. Adjust, look down. Just never even close, right? And you're fighting a Spectre. Remember, when you guys are fighting Spectres, they are going to move all over the place. They do not follow the same laws and mechanics of the world you live in as a Vandal or as a Phantom user, okay? They are playing a different game than us. They are just going to run around. You need to be ready for that. You need to be holding a better angle and holding a headshot angle, because those guns will dominate you if you do not go for headshots at close range. They will win, especially at this elo. At higher elos, no, not really. At this elo, absolutely. So please make sure you're aiming for those heads there. I'm going to give you 1 star on that round. So guys, thus far into this game, I've got to say I've been impressed with some of the plays, but you can definitely see some of that game sense and some of that lack of teamwork, lack of maybe just knowledge in general of the game, of certain plays and when to do certain things. So that to me is very indicative of Silver players. You know, a lot of people like to dump on Silver. Silver is I believe the most common rank in the game, right? A lot of players are in Silver, so you get a lot of variety. But in reality, there's actually some players who do some very, very good things in here. And from what I've seen so far, I can tell you have a lot of potential. But again, I think the problem is the decision making, right? It's saying, okay, when I put my ult down and I haven't told my team what the play is, you know, I need to be on the same page. I need to go with them. And honestly, if you're not going to say anything, you need to recognize by looking at your mini map and be like, okay, my entire team is in. I just ulted. I need to push up with them to get some support. Now I can play a little more passive because I do want to cover my ult, but I need to get in there. And You know, it's just one of those really, really important things. This is stuff you guys will learn as you continue on playing the game. You know, some of us who come from other games like Counter-Strike, like Overwatch, had some of this game sense built in, but it takes a while to develop, so don't get frustrated. Now in this round, just absolutely nothing going right there, and just gonna get destroyed as you're walking through a smoke. I didn't love any part of that play. I think that what you want to do as well is wait for some support from your teammates. I don't think walking through a slow and a smoke in garage is ever a good idea. I'm just gonna give you 1 star in that round. Didn't love it. One more thing I want to mention about this first half, you've actually not done too bad on the scoreboard. I don't know if people realize you had 10 kills a few rounds ago, which for a sentinel is not bad at all. You were leading your team actually in kills, and you were able to pick up some very important kills in certain rounds for sure. So not too shabby, but really interested to see what happens here in the second half, if the first half was actually looking pretty good from what I can tell. So let's see here. I believe that there was a player spotted on those boxes. An angle I love playing that angle. Unfortunately, it's kind of one of those 1 round positions. You only play for 1 round. After that, they just check you and you can't really play anymore. Okay, let's see what happens here. You should not push that. Yeah, no way. Okay. Okay. Oof. Yikes. Okay, we need to just step back. I need to breathe. I need to think here. Your neon is running into sight when you have ult. Why, first of all. Second of all, you are never going into the smoke, and you are never pushing that smoke with a jet that close to your ult. You have to defend your ult, like I was saying. You're either A, defending your ult, or B, pushing up to help your team attack while still defending that ult. Now in this situation, you just got to be like, hey, let's just play off my ult there. And once that jet throws the smoke, there is 0 reality where you push that. You are now playing full defense and covering. You have no sight pressure. You are just playing to clear the site with your ultimate and protecting it with your life. And not only do you lose the ult, you actually die as well. That was probably the worst outcome possible. 1 star. Moving into defense. So defense, obviously the more favorable side with Killjoy, and the more favorable side to the majority of the community. Apparently, I run some polls on my YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys know this, under the community tab. It might pop up every now and then. A lot of you guys vote on them, but like the overwhelming majority of people prefer to start on defense, and I'm one of them. So defense, obviously Haven, not super defense sided. Let's see what you can pull off here. Now if you're playing a sentinel, you love defense. I mean, I hate the role of a sentinel on attack. I hate holding flanks. I hate using all of my utility there. I like being able to get aggressive, and I like supporting my team. That's why I play smokes, and I get a little bit of, I get some of both worlds. Now first round, really nothing happening there. Just gonna give you 3 stars on that round. On pistol, a good round to win though. This puts you guys in a great position to start taking control of this game. So let's see what happens. Round number 14 starting here. Now obviously after winning a pistol, you are never ever gonna find me saying, hey, don't buy a Spectre. I'm just not gonna say it. Okay, it essentially secures this second round, which is very important, and hopefully with good play, maybe one of your teammates dies and you lose 1 Spectre. That way you can go into the next round with the same weapons and look for a bonus. Bonus rounds are so important to win games. If you win a bonus, I would love to see the statistics on winning bonus rounds, winning multiple bonuses in a game and winning that game. I swear it's probably like 90%. Nonetheless, nothing again on this round. Let's keep moving forward here. 3 stars. So remember guys, obviously a bit of a spoiler, but he did get 0 kills on defense. So what I want to figure out is if there was something wrong with the way he was playing, or maybe it was just bad luck, right? This happens. One thing people need to understand, like look at this round, for example, 3 players dead already. You're about 20 seconds into the round. You are not a C-site player. Where are your kills supposed to come from? Maybe you'll lurk mid here. Maybe you'll find one, right? But in reality, people need to understand that just because you got 0 kills or you're not getting a lot of kills in a half doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Oftentimes it is entirely related to how your team is playing. Now in this situation, that Phoenix probably should have been dead. The reason you should have killed that Phoenix is I think you actually have first shot on him. Yeah, I think you react a little bit quicker, but remember, where do you aim? You only aim at the body, and even when he was crouching, you still didn't hit a headshot. Gotta have higher crosshair placement there. I'm gonna give you 2 stars in that round just for the bad crosshair placement. That's a kill I'd like to see you get like 9 out of 10 times. Now, another very important thing to note about defense is with Killjoy, you want to have setups. Now, in this situation, it does look like you have setups here. I do see Molly's down. It looks like there's one kind of covering that corner, that box corner, which you're going to pop now. That might actually go through the wall. Oh, man. But with how fast this team is playing, let's take a look again. Watch this. Neon, dead again early. Does get a kill, though. Turret signifying people are pushing. And as you're looking to kill that player pushing up, I believe that was Sage, the jet actually pushes you from sewer and gets the kill on you. So when this happens, guys, you want to remember what I said. Only expose yourself to one angle. In this situation, I think what I would prefer to see you do is push forward for a kill. You want to get a little bit aggressive. There's a lot of utility. You have a turret going off. You have your mollies going off. Play off of that chaos. Do not let yourself sit that backside position and get pushed from 2 angles. Now, hindsight's 2020. I'm not gonna like discredit you completely. I will give you 2 stars in the round. I'm not gonna give you 1 on that one, but please, 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 in those situations when you're getting pushed hard, you need to get a kill and you have to be a bit more aggressive, I think. And starting the next round here, round 17 with a bulldog, and again, players going down. Trades are favoring the attackers. Looks like Sage is also opping. Gonna go for a walk peek, maybe mid. Okay, no player spotted. Killjoy ult is down on C. I think your best play here is probably to go through garage. If you go long C, I'm going to guess someone's going to cover this as well. And if Brim has smokes, he can always smoke long C. Now, the key here is Brim needs to have smoke, and there is the op, right? So you got to kind of think in your head, where is the op going to play? I know op got a kill earlier in the round. Use that game sense, use that knowledge. Be like, okay, if op's going to play long, I do not want to go long, right? And unfortunately, you do. Sage rips your team apart there. I'm gonna give you 2 stars in that round. I can't blame you for going C long. It's not a terrible play. I just kind of knew, like, for my own game sense, that going garage there is probably the better play. One of the most important things you guys can do on defense is just communicate about your ability usage. For example, in that last round, if maybe the Brim had a smoke, knowing that, and obviously I'm not listening to comms fully, but knowing that he has a smoke, being able to smoke C long there completely takes the Sage out. But let's rewind slightly here. What happens in this round? A fast push through garage. You're going to activate a little bit, probably too late. Honestly, I hate to say it, but as soon as that Phoenix pops ult, you probably already want a molly. And remember, you're playing back with a Spectre. You want to engage into these fights and use that movement to win these engagements, right? You want to outmove and outposition the enemy. You do not have as strong a gun as them, so you have to do something different. And unfortunately, you just get rolled over again. 1 star on the round. So guys, I'm kind of having an epiphany here. Something that I do think is definitely holding this Killjoy back, and I'm not going to hate on that molly. It happens. I think there's a real lack of decision making. I think that's a real killer so far from what I've seen. Not being able to make the correct decision fast enough is, in my opinion, what is the biggest complaint I have, and probably one of your biggest problems overall in the game. This is something a lot of people struggle with, and sometimes the best thing you can do is just listen to your gut. Listen to what your gut is telling you to do and just do it, right? From what I can tell, it seems like you kind of have 2 or 3 ideas in a lot of these different plays, especially with the ult plays I've seen so far. And there's just enough hesitation in some of these rounds, especially the past few with garage, where it's like, it seems like you want to be aggressive, but then you start backing up off of noise, and I'm like, why? Like, what position? How are you actually playing, right? And the truth is, I can't tell if you want to be aggressive or passive. You're trying to do too much here. You really got to pick sort of one play style per round to do, and do it, okay? You have to do it every round, but what I'm seeing is somebody who is doing a little bit too much thinking, and you're honestly probably overthinking things. Now, round 19 here, really important to win this round. Not a full clear left, but nobody there. Now, I hate this wall. Yeah, I hate this wall because of that. And that was exactly what I was thinking. I wasn't going to say it, but it ends up happening. All right, look at this wall, guys. When you see this wall like this, and you see this cut off on the right here, and you can't see, you have to clear it. You just have to clear it, because people love sitting behind that, and they just get free kills off of you there. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give you 1 star. This does bring us to match point as well. Match point here, and you're sitting on a ghost. A little bit confused what happened in the buy phase. I can't think of any situation where I'd have a ghost here instead of some sort of SMG at the very least. I believe. Oh, do you have enough for his Spectre? I believe, right? Regardless, Ghost here on this round. I mean, this is not looking good. Thankfully, 2 players already down. So you're up 5v3 in one of the most, and probably the most important round of the game, right? This is match point. You got to win this. How do you win this round? You have all of your utility up at A. I think you just play for info. Do not peek this and stay for prolonged periods of time. You just want info. You are not going to win these fights with a Ghost. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Your accuracy is not going to be good enough, and as good of a player as you may think you are. Just play for info and play around your team. Okay. Looks like the Sage is going to walk up. Jet going to dash in and does go down. So again, just play with your team here. And you know, I understand that like that wasn't completely your fault. Oh, you hate to see that. But look what happens here, right? Look at the value you provide for your team in this round. Ready? They're starting to push in. You start pushing in with a Ghost. Remember, Ghost versus Phantom Vandal. Why? First of all. Second of all, you're jumping through a Molly. I get the timing is horrible there, but it works out so poorly. Just live, stay alive, play with your teammates. Hold a link so they can't hide there, and maybe your team has a chance. I have to give you, again, 1 star on the round. All right, so your team is able to win the round, giving us 8-12, match point again, but you do have a Vandal now, so we actually have a weapon. You're 1 kill off ult. So honestly, in this situation, I would have loved to have seen you guys try to make a play for your ult, honestly. You could have maybe smoked A long there and from your brim and just grabbed it, but look what happens here again. Ready? Watch this. Push, you got to fall back, you need to play safe. How many angles? Okay, you see, as soon as that Phoenix flash, listen, I might be thinking too high level here, and I understand not everyone thinks like this, but you have to get to this point. When a Jet is pushing left and a Phoenix flashes right, you have to go into the Phoenix because that's where your support is. Now, in this round, I think you die no matter what, okay? I don't think you live here, so nobody get me wrong here. I think you're dead, but you still need to be able to make the correct decision. You want to cover yourself from the Jet where you don't have support and take the fight with the Phoenix where you do have a player, right? And it's just that simple. So again, I'm going to have to give you 1 star. Now that takes us to the summary. So there's a few things I want to go over. I think that overall, if you ask me if you played your role properly, the role of a support, the role of Killjoy, I'd probably give you like 5-6 stars. I do think overall you played how I would want, you know, someone to play a Killjoy for the most part, but there is definitely some very important parts where I think you made mistakes. Now, first and foremost, you got 0 kills in the second half. Part of this, in my opinion, was due to the positioning of you when compared to where the attacks were taking place. Obviously, that happens. But I think a lot of this was the fights that you were choosing to take were never favorable. And on top of that, your positioning was poor. So let's talk about this, right? First, I think it's your awareness. I think your awareness definitely is lacking on how to position yourself when you're getting pushed or attacked, and even sometimes post-plant. I think that what happens is you're taking a fight when you should be, you know, hiding from that fight and taking a separate fight. And remember when I talk about not being exposed to multiple angles at once, that is a big problem for you and something you definitely want to fix. Now, kind of piggybacking off of that, your decision making. There were probably 4 or 5 rounds where I could swear I could see you trying to figure out if you should push up to fight or fall back. And these got you killed nearly every single time. Obviously, the biggest was that ultimate on site. That was very, very hard to watch and something I hope never happens again to you. But with that being said, this is a huge problem for you and something you definitely want to be thinking about. And I understand it's tough, but I think overall you need to be more aggressive in your decision making, because I think what's happening is you're in a good spot to be aggro. You're like, nope, can't do this. You back up and die. Now, post-plant setups, I think really just more comms in general. That's the main takeaway. Make sure you're playing with your team better. Make sure you're in a 5 stack. You guys need to be playing better, playing off of each other better. And what do I always say? Looking for trades. Better trading, gonna go a long way. Finally, I think really what we want to see also is more of a support playstyle. This means following your team in more. A lot of your kills were not trades. They were just simply you taking 1v1s, right? And of course, this was attack where I would expect to see more trades. rather than, you know, just straight up 1v1s. So something definitely going on there. Maybe sticking with the duelists more. I think your Neon was playing a bit too aggro for anyone to help, so finding a way to support them probably will go a long way moving forward. With that being said, I think you have a lot to improve on, and I hope this VOD review was helpful to you and to everyone watching. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy, and peace.